Welcome to episode 1 of Stringer Things, season 2 with Sinfonietta. I am Britney. Today we have Sarah, also co-hosting, and Kai Chow and Da-Wei Chan. Welcome.
Welcome. It's been a while since we've done Stringer Things.
I know
It's been
back.
over a
It's
year.
back.
Yeah, over a year. Oh my god.
Yes, season 2.
I feel like we're every single episode of season 1. I am like an all-timer.
Same, I did too.
I is our biggest fan.
Yeah. Can I get your autograph? Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So we are having Sinfonietta auditions soon. It ends on the end of July, right?
Yeah, July 30th. So, please audition, everybody. Audition.
No, 31st.
Oh,
right?
It's some end of the month. Yes.
Yeah, end of the month.
Yeah.
31st. Since auditions are coming up, we will be talking about stage fright, preparing for auditions, competitions, everything. Okay.
Yes. Well, first, Kai and Da-Wei, do you guys want to introduce yourselves and like what you guys play and how you guys got started with the violin and Sinfonietta and all that?
I think everyone knows Kai. Kai is Sinfonietta.
Okay, Da-Wei, why don't
just
you
in case if the algorithm picks up our video and sends it to people that don't know us.
Yeah.
Chances are very slim, but sure, Da-Wei, you go first.
Yeah.
Hi, my name is Da-Wei Chan. I am 14 years old. I am the assistant concertmaster of the Sinfonietta Strings Senior Ensemble from the VSO School of Music, and yeah, I like apples.
Okay, my name is Kai, and I am currently the concertmaster of Sinfonietta Strings, or VSO School of Music Sinfonietta String Ensemble, if you prefer to use the real term. I have played in Sinfonietta for, I think next year is my 9th year, and I've been playing violin since I was 4 and studying with Carla Bierston at the VSO School of Music now for, I don't know, 10 years or something. A long time. But yeah, it's.
See, do you see what I mean? Kai is Sinfonietta.
I know
exactly. I've been here
how many
year
years?
2. I've been
how
here
many
since
years
year 2. So I think this year, Sinfonietta, we are celebrating our 10th anniversary season. So stay tuned for fun things going on during our 10th anniversary.
Wow. But how long have you been concertmaster?
I think I've been co-concertmaster with Catherine since grade 8. So yeah, that's who we are.
Awesome.
Okay, yeah, we should start.
Yeah, so like performing on, like it's like performing in general. What is that like for you? How would you describe performing in front of an audience?
I don't know.
Like, are you excited?
I don't love performing, but I don't hate performing either. It's performing. It's like, sure, there's some excitement to it, but I don't like it. I get nervous. It's stressful, but you learn to like it, but not really like it. You learn to live with it, right? And be like, you're not going on performance mode. You feel like you're doing something though. It feels cool when you're performing. I don't know how to describe it.
Isn't it like a very good learning experience too? Because like, not just like performance itself, more like also the build up to it, the preparation. I think just a good experience too, just to help like all aspects of playing right, confidence, self-esteem, and like, I don't know, just your confidence in general, right? So.
Oh, I definitely think it builds confidence. Yeah.
Wait, but like, I kind of think that performing is kind of fun too. I don't know if you guys think that too, but like, once you're in the zone, like,
yeah,
you're really in there. Like, I find that fun.
Orchestra performance, chamber music performance, sure, I find that fun. Solo performing, usually I'm too nervous to have fun. But I get that whole, like, when you're in the zone, who cares, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I think the problem is we've become fixed in this mentality that when we're after performing, we're being judged, right? And I think it's hard because we are always in that mentality of, oh, we're being judged, and we're hardly performing just for the sake of performing, just to put our work out there, right? But I think in those less pressured situations of performing, yeah, definitely there's a little bit of fun to it, I can say.
On that note of feeling that you're having that mentality of being judged, how do you think that has changed as you've gotten older? Like, do you think you're more nervous to perform now that you're older, or do you think it has gotten better as you get older?
For me, I've personally learned to not care at all, because in my mind, like if I tell myself, oh, I care about this concert so much, I'm gonna be even more nervous. I have to just tell myself, oh, whatever happens, happens. It doesn't matter. Like, it's not the end of the world. It's gonna be fine.
See, Brittany, I tell myself that too, but I feel
Yeah.
like I've been getting more nervous.
Yeah.
And I feel like that whole pressure of judging has increased. But I'm better at that whole, it is what it is. At the end of the day, it is what it is. We can only control the controllable. It's a competition. You can only control your own playing, right? You just go out there, you try your best, you make music. That's always the thing. What is our goal? Make music. And at the end of the day, even if you put out your worst performance, there always is going to be someone in the audience that thinks it was good. So
Yeah, I think that's a good point. Like, no performance is ever going to be perfect, but in the end, you put yourself out there and you performed your piece, and I think that's something we should all be very proud of. Yeah. Okay. Next question.
Okay. Do you guys prefer performing in a bright room or a dark room? So do you like what?
Bright room.
Bright room?
It's just so much. It's so much better, man. Like
Hey.
dark rooms are so much. Sorry, Kai. Here.
No. I agree. Bright room just feels more natural. Like, dark room is like, oh, it's a concert. Ooh. Like,
I know.
What were
Something
you-
about something about a bright room just not so intimidating. You know, it's just.
Yeah.
that's the right word. Intimidating is the right word. I have never actually thought of this whole light room versus dark room thing. So I think that's actually quite an interesting point to bring up. And I think now that you brought it up, I'll be more observant of it in the future.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think once I was performing in like a really dark room, and to me it felt better because I couldn't see anyone. Like, it was dark to the point that I couldn't see anyone. It was just like the spotlight, and I was like, okay, I can't see anyone. I'm just playing to a wall, so that felt a little better.
That is kind of nice. That's kind of nice. I see that point there.
But then a bright room, as you guys said, it just feels more natural and not like dun dun dun, you know.
Yeah. Also, if you're playing with an accompanist, it's what is it? Like, there's better communication when it's a bright room.
Agreed.
Okay, let's move on to the next question.
How do you deal with sweaty hands, sweaty knees, sweaty neck?
What do you mean?
Do you guys ever get like so sweaty or like violin starts slipping?
That's never happened to me.
Really?
Yeah.
Maybe I just sweat from my neck.
Oh, but you know those like the performers, they always have like a towel.
Yeah, Ray
Yeah.
Chen.
Yeah.
Sweaty hands and sweaty palms. It's more for me like if I'm nervous beforehand, and then I'll keep going like this on my pants and try to like get my hands.
Oh, I clap like this. And then try
that
and
might
like
work.
I like wave my hands in the air to try and like dry them.
I don't know. I try not to overthink things because it just gets more nerve-wracking for me if I start overthinking it.
Or if you wash your hands, you know, with soap or something. I don't know.
Oh, yeah, that would be the more logical choice, obviously. Yeah.
Yeah. Mhm. Actually, like a personal tip I have is the night before, like slather your hands in deodorant and it'll actually like block the sweat glands, and it does something psychologically.
What?
You look at your because then the next day the next day I look at my hands, I'm like, oh, I'm not sweaty, oh, I'm not nervous, and then I do perfectly fine.
Oh my god. To each their own.
It works though. Or you can buy those on Amazon. They sell like they're called like sweat block. It's a chemical sweat blocking thingy. as a bad way to describe it, but yeah, it's like a wet wipe, and you just like, you know.
Although I find
grip-
99% of the time my hands are cold before performance.
It's like
It's
cold
very
sweat.
rare.
It's
Yeah.
cold and it's sweating.
I don't know. I get really dry or cold hands. Like I'm not wanting to play in like this.
Isn't like the first step to like just calm down, like take deep breaths to like I find that like when it's sweaty, right? It's because you're stressing, right? So just calm down, deep breaths. I find that whenever I do that, like it like evaporates or whatever.
I think the whole deep breathing thing though before performance stuff, that it's definitely something I try to do because just even a few times just sort of like calms you down, especially if you're like backstage or something. Like
You know, when you play too much, your hands get sweaty, or is that just me? Like even if I'm not nervous, like if I just move my fingers a lot, like my hands a lot, they get sweaty.
Brittany, I think it's just you.
well, okay, personally it's not me, but
Okay.
no shame.
Well,
Yeah.
if you have that problem,
Just
try
deodorize
deodorant.
your hands.
Honestly, like slather it like the night before.
leave a comment down below. Yes.
Okay.
Hit subscribe for more tips from Britney.
Yeah. Well, we already kind of talked about it, but do you guys have any more specific tips on reducing stage fright in general?
Sure. So why don't we talk about pre-concert rituals?
Sure.
Because I think that will sort of cover most of the things. Da-Wei, do you want to go first?
Sure.
Okay.
I find that first of all, I recently found out that like it takes me an hour to like warm up properly to my like optimal stage. So like definitely warm up, prioritize that over like just small talk with the pianist and like I don't know, just relaxing. And also like I find like preparation really in mental like your mental awareness like even at home practicing and like doing like those test recordings you do before just to like practice for the real thing. I find that really helps with like anxiety management and like stuff like that. So just really think about like what you'll feel at that moment and try to simulate it as best you can like at home so you know what to prepare for in the future, right? So
Okay, I'd say for me, my sort of pre-concert ritual stuff starts the night before. The day before performance, I like to have everything set out. Don't like to leave anything to chance. Make sure I have the right clothes set out and everything. Even like my shoes, I have to be out beforehand because I don't want to be stuck panicking at the last minute. So yeah, that's step one. And make sure everything's ironed. It's a big problem for me, okay? Step two, I usually do like a little bit of like mindfulness or like I'll watch one of those like guided meditation, like not for more than 5 minutes. I can't sit still for more than 5 minutes, okay? I'm just watching a video. But yeah, like, and then it really makes you like be in the zone. So I usually do that for 10 minutes before bed the night before. And then the day of a performance, same, warming up. I like to do extensive scales. I always do D major scales on a performance day. I don't know why. I just always do. And then do just some warm ups. I like to get through the entire piece, not in much detail, but usually it takes me about 2 hours to feel really comfortable. And then take a break. I eat a banana, half a banana, the bottom half of banana. I'm sounding so weird that I have such specific things I do. The bottom half of banana, half an hour ish before the performance. That's a tip from Lucy, so I've always done that.
Nice.
Why bottom half? Like, what
I
difference
don't
does
know.
it make?
I don't know. It just I got in the habit of that, so I haven't changed it.
wait, but if you have like a whole banana, then you have to like dig to the
Oh.
bottom. Dig to the
No,
bottom.
I have to like cut it in half. Yeah.
Nice.
So
One thing-
if we're ever performing at the same concert and you need half a banana, just let me know because there's usually another half left.
But you only get the top half and not the bottom half, as Kai suggests.
Yeah, you get the other half, but who knows? That half might have the better luck to it.
What about like visualizing in general, whether on stage or before performing? What do you do in terms of visualizing your performance?
I think it was one of the instructors at like the music camp I went to. She mentioned in like a video about how it is so key to like visualize not only like practicing, but like when you're performing, to visualize what it'll be like. She mentioned like how you should visualize every detail and like the whole setting. It'd be optimal if you like know what you're going for, like in the hall. Like I think she just said that it's important for you to like know your space, know your music, and try to just picture it in your mind, like to the best of your ability. And that's how she finds it easiest to like perform when she actually gets to the place, right? So I found
Yeah,
that interesting.
so adding on top of that, I heard a very similar lecture about that last year. And everything to, like you said, before, if it's a new venue you're performing in, you want to look at pictures of the venue. You want to control all the controllables possible, right? So you want to know how long it's going to take you to get there. Leave time for traffic, right? You want to leave yourself time. And that whole visualization thing, there are a lot of studies that show the impact of visualizing your performance going well. And like Da-Wei said about the whole visualization of every detail, but if you're able to think your way through and hear yourself in your head, visualize it going great, right? And also like Da-Wei said, that everything you want is happening. There are studies that back that up.
So it's kind of like
actual
manifestation, but for recordings or like performances.
Yeah, and also while you're on stage, it can be helpful to visualize the practice room. You know, if you're scared of going on stage, just try and visualize yourself. Pretend that you're in the practice room right now. You're by yourself or with your accompanist, and there's no one around. And that sometimes helps.
One thing that Carla has always told me to do that I do, and I think Dawi, you do this really well too, is when you go on stage, you walk onto the stage like you own the stage, even if you're nervous. There is no chickenly walk onto the stage. You walk with presence, and I think that really sets the tone for your performance, and something that it sort of gives the audience this impression of, okay, they know what they're doing when you start.
Yeah, like do a hair flip or something. Just like own it. Honestly,
Yes, a power pose. Strike a power pose.
Yes,
okay, maybe not like... on stage, but before.
Oh, have you ever heard the Da-Wei Chan tip about when he comes onto stage, what he does? He always, well, I don't know if, I can't remember where I saw this, if he told it in a masterclass sometime, or if I watched a masterclass where he said this, but it was a 2-set video. But before he goes on stage, he always does this, like, backstage just to himself. He goes, or something like this, he goes like 3, 2, 1, action, and he always like gets all the silly out before he goes on stage. But I think like that is such a, to each their own, and I think that's a really powerful tool, and I've tried to do something like that where I sort of get the silly out behind stage and like shake it all out, you know, sort of thing.
Okay, how should we wrap this up?
Any last tips on recording? I don't know.
Or just thoughts on performing?
Yeah. Do you have any tips?
Okay, thoughts on performing summed up would
or
be
no, auditions, like any
tips.
tips for auditions.
So do you have any audition tips for people who are going to audition for Sinfonietta?
Yeah, definitely. Just I think
yeah,
we just like to see who you really are, right? It doesn't help to be like stiff or like not be who you are really. You should just go out there, be yourself, be friendly, like really interact with people who are auditioning you, and you know, I think they'll like you if you just be yourself.
Exactly. So what I was gonna say is, yeah, please audition, have fun. It's free to audition. It's Carla watches the audition, totally non-judgmental. Just be yourself, like Da-Wei said. You don't need to put on a show person or anything. Like, just have fun while playing, show who you are as a performer, and that's about it. When it comes time to sight reading, don't worry too much. Don't feel bad about sight reading. My sight reading was terrible, and I'm actually not joking. Like, I'd like to see the playback to just see how bad it was. So don't feel pressured by the sight reading at all. Carla says she gets a good laugh out of it, out of mine.
Oh my God. I saw the music and I was like, I can't play
when it does come
anymore.
time to the sight reading, though, I'm not good at doing it, but I can give advice to be hypocritical. look at the tempo signature. Look at the key signature and the tempo marking before you start. And then there's no rush. Like, look at your music beforehand. Look at any obstacles you might have to face. Take a good 30 to 45 seconds looking at it before you actually start, and then play. So there's a lesson from someone that cannot sight read.
Yeah, and also know what your shortest note is. Last year for my sight reading part, I like went double time. Like my eighth notes and my 16th notes were like the same, and then my quarter notes became half notes suddenly.
Yeah. I have to say, Mark did a very good job keeping a straight face.
Oh my god, yeah.
And he was like,
you.
"Oh, okay, you're done." And I'm like,
Thanks, Mark.
it's like, thanks for not laughing at that.
Yeah, so everyone at the VSO is super professional, super nice. So
Oh yes. It's a
Yes.
great community of people. We'd love to have you.
Yeah.
Just
We can go
really
for
just be kind, be calm, be safe, and you're perfect for Sinfonietta. Well, thank you so much for having me.
Yep, thank you for having me too.
thank you for
It was really
coming.
fun.
That was
Thank you for
fun.
coming.
Yeah. We'll link all the stuff below, like the audition links to our Instagram. I'll put timestamps for like which question is when, so you can watch it back and learn from these two amazing violinists.
Thank you for watching this week's episode of Stringer Things with Sinfonietta. Please stay posted on our Instagram page to see when our next episode will be released. And also very special thanks to Sarah, who will be editing this episode and further episodes.
Yeah. And thank you
Thanks,
again
Sarah.
to Britney for hosting, Da-Wei and Kai for coming today. And we hope you enjoyed listening to this little podcast.